Yeah, 1286, good luck. Let's play the normal Caro for this one. Oh, it's another new account. Hardly any games on it. They shouldn't really be letting these in these arena tournaments, but I don't run the site. This is a very advanced opening for a 1200 level player though. Or potentially. Let's develop Bishop Pin the Knight. I have a feeling I'm not playing a 1200 level player here, but let's just find out. Okay, comes up. If he goes for a check, I can block. If we trade bishop down, I'm still fine. I could maybe castle. Yeah, that's what he's going for. So I can go here or here. I'm happy to trade the queen. But this is not how 1200s play chess, so we're not playing a 1200 player here. Okay, that might be a mistake. So he's got double pawns now. So we've got bishop up. If rook across may be an issue. Bishop up to stop this. He could still go here. I'm thinking bishop up. If rook across, if we take, he takes here. That doesn't look too good for us. No, I'm just going to bring the knight up first. Then I could always go this way. Okay, bishop up. Yes, now I will develop my bishop. Just cover f4. Just try to castle. Okay, launches one, so we'll get castled. Now we'll probably try queenside attack because there's no queen on the board. But how do we do it? I'm just going to go slowly and steadily, I think. Just gradually edge forward. Okay. Just edge the pawn forward. Okay, plays bishop down. That gives us a natural move to attack the bishop, and we'll take back. I don't think he'll take. I think he'll drop back. I think he's going to drop the bishop round. Also, he does take. That surprised me a little bit. We still got a very, very good position here. Very good. I can play a rook across. There's just a slight risk that things might open here. Very slight risk. How do we do this? Takes, rook takes is fine, but he doesn't have to take. I'm going to put the rook on the c file for now, just see how he does this. I mean, we could play knight around and try and bring the knight to f4, just target that bishop. Actually, that makes it a bit more tempting. I guess you can drop back though. Guess you can drop back. Let's bring this rook across, get it off this diagonal, prepare to push the pawn. If he takes, though, we'll have to go with the pawn anywhere. Okay, well that does give us an even more tempting. It makes it more tempting to come across now because we're threatening to hit the two pieces. So we could trade knight for his bishop. His bishop's not really doing anything, of course. He might want it trading. Might be very good for our opponent to trade it here, so he might just simply be looking to double the rooks up, but I'm looking to bring the knight in. Then maybe try and bring the king towards the centre in one way or another. He's played king across, so that allows knight in here. So what's his idea there? Guess he just move his rook and we'll take the bishop. Well, let's come in anywhere. I assume he'll move his rook forward or backwards, but let's just see. So he has come forward. So do we want to actually take this? I'm actually going to gamble, I think. Do I gamble? If he takes, if we go with a rook, he takes, he hits our bishop, but we could take a pawn, lose a bishop, gain a knight. Back rank is not quite a mate threat. I'm going to push the pawn. It's just how do I take back? I'll probably go with a rook and take a gamble. I mean, I could take here and bishop to f4 as well and hit the rook and knight and trade all the pieces, and we've got the better structure. We get the better structure, don't we? So, I'm going to take that bishop now. We hit the rook. Okay, but now I want to go with the pawn. If rook takes, I'm looking at bishop up to hit the rook and the knight. If he moves, we can maybe take. It's a bit risky, this. So I think I'm playing somebody who's fundamentally not a 1200 level player, so it's very risky, this. But here, I'm going to try and drive him back, trade the bishop for the knight, and then grab the pawn for the pawn and hopefully get an extra pawn. So that's my idea here. Now, I could just take immediately, but I think it makes sense to get the minor piece off the board. And we should win a pawn here. But you can see the way he's playing, he's stronger than 1200. So we have a pawn up. If we can swap 1 for 1, if we can try and get this pawn as well, then it should be winning for us. Should be. Other things equal, but we've got rook down. He can play rook back and rook back to guard, but then we can maybe go here and target f3. So we've got options here. The main thing is we don't want to collapse our pawn, so he needs 2 moves to get around if I go here, which I think I kind of have to do. But if he goes round, I can drop this rook back maybe, or I can double up and target f3. So here, actually no, I'll just take the pawn. Take the pawn. If rook down, rook across. So what's his idea there? If I take, I don't think there's a trick, so I think I can take. Now we've got the extra pawn. Oh, he's happy to trade there. It undoubles the pawns, but it should still be good for us. But have we got anything else? I guess I can just double my rooks up here. And if he doesn't trade, then we win the f3 pawn, right? So I think that makes more sense. Time will tell what level my opponent obviously establishes their rating actually at. If he doesn't trade the rook here, we're going to take an f3. It's just the letterbox. So 5 pawns against 3 pawns. We've got a protected pass pawn. It should be winning, but it doesn't mean we can't mess it up. Actually, do I play king up first? I think I do. Stop his king getting too far in and gradually edge all the pawns forward. Let him push us forward. I just push up, push up. We're just going to gradually edge forward here. Well, here again I can push on and just push another one up. Just gradually edging everything forward. Eventually I'll bring the king in when I can. We'll try and win another pawn or push this one to get the nice arrow formation. Okay, so here we could now edge up. If he comes back here, I guess he's got rook up then. Let's just edge this one. Still got to pay attention not to blunder a stalemate, of course. But now I'm ready to push this on and try and win a pawn. We just got to make sure that king's got at least one legal move. So take, he can take here, but I can actually take with a check and take back. So I've seen that. So if he takes here, we just take here. And then we can take the rook back. So now with 3 pawns up. So now we just got to be sensible. So let's get the rook out. Let's go here and march up. We could do with being behind our pawn. Yeah, that's another pawn, right? Yeah, he's just gone a little bit wrong now. He's just gone a little bit wrong. Okay. So now I want to get the rook all the way across the board. And now we can push up 2 sides. Again, still got to pay attention not to blunder a stalemate. It does happen. So I can still push here. Pawn down we just take, right? Let's push. Guarded by the rook. Okay, it goes back. It's almost a checkmate. If I had the pawn here, it would be a checkmate threat. So do I do this? Then his king can't step out, but he can just come across, can't he? So let's just push up. Okay. So check up, and then there is kind of getting to a stalemate risk. I'm just going to push the pawn. Just keep it as simple and as basic as we possibly can. Okay, but now I can check. He has to go here. I've got rook behind, and that will win the last pawn, right? He can sack his rook, but the king's definitely got a square, so it's not a stalemate. So check. So all we're doing now is trying to make sure we're not blundering stalemate, but rook across, the king can definitely step out. So if you sack your rook, we're fine to take back. Okay, so he's pushed forward, logical. I guess we take with a king there. They just march the pawn forward. And again, if he sacks the rook, we're fine to take. The king's got at least one square. And now we'll finally get another queen. Again, just paying attention, his king can definitely step out. So now I will, how to do this? To bring the king across so he doesn't step here or here again. Okay, now I can check the king away. Queen. Okay, I can check there. You can't take the pawn, it's guarded. Now we should be able to come in for a checkmate. Don't blunder here, of course, with a queen down. Just pay attention to checkmate. So we got to win, but I think he's going to prove to be stronger than 1280 there. Time will tell, it's a new account. So pause so we don't accidentally start another game. Go back to the game. 64 moves. They're the move times of both players, so let's request an analysis. Oh, we blundered in the opening. Wow. We blundered on move 6 and we're -4. What have we done there? Yeah, I said he played it terribly well, didn't he? That's why I thought he's not a 1200 level player. Take the pawn straight away. This is all right, but how have we blundered? Queen up is not paying attention. It's allowing knight in. It's allowing knight in. I've blundered this before. I'm sure I've blundered this before. It's a one move opening blunder, yeah. 91% versus 87% accuracy, but I said I could tell the way he started the game. It's not a 1200 level player. He's missed his chance, and then we've converted pretty well, but we've blundered or made a mistake here. +3 back to virtually level. But yeah, knight forward, you attack the bishop, you attack the queen. If queen takes, bishop takes with a check. You can move or you can block, and you can then take the bishop the next move. Terrible, terrible opening blunder there. Terrible opening blunder. Just the opening that he played, it's not an opening line that essentially a beginner would play. That's how you know sometimes when you see the ratings. It's just these moves are not moves that beginners would play. And of course, not paying attention, I've just blundered. But now we're back to level and we just build a gradual advantage through steady, sensible play. We can just see that eval generally getting gradually better for us. We're just trading at the right moment, although that's actually said. That's a mistake there. So what should we have done? We should have taken the pawn with the pawn. That's what we should have done. Yeah, and that's a blunder. Weaken the c3 pawn, so we can now trade and just grab the pawn, which is what we did. And now we just build a gradual steady advantage and convert relatively smoothly, but the time will tell here. I suspect this account is going to end up significantly higher rated than where it is, but time will tell. And it's just a case of now we're trying to pay attention not to blunder a silly stalemate. It does happen. But I figured here we can get this final pawn. The king's definitely got squares to run to. It's just a case of trying to convert it now. And drive the king back. But again, even in this position, don't go pre-moving, because if you do this, you just lose your queen. I mean, you're still going to get more queens and win the game, but it's something you could mess up. So in the end, we get a good win, but very good effort by opponent, wasn't it? Very good. Extremely good, actually. Extremely good.